guys, and welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about the Disney Adult Iceberg. Now I have to admit, I thought this was an original idea until I started researching and I found out that Curtis Connor did the same thing. However, I have a completely different take on this. I, unfortunately, am much more detail-oriented on this topic. So today we're doing the Disney Adult Iceberg, but we're getting deep. We're Titanicing that shit. I'm such a dork. So basically, if you haven't heard, a Disney adult is basically an adult who just likes Disney more than the general population has deemed as appropriate for an adult to like Disney. So without further ado, let's get into the Disney Adult Iceberg. Starting out at the very tip of the iceberg, matching t-shirt family. Now, some might even say that this does not qualify as Disney adults, but I think if they go every year, biannually, they have the matching shirts, mom knows exactly all the ins and outs of using the Disney Genie passes. Mom's reserving all the food for pickup if they're bougie, or mom's like on it and has the giant bag of snacks to sift through before every ride. They're dorks, so they wear matching family shirts. It's like Robinson's family Disney trip 2024, and then it always says something dumb like, I'm the goofy one, and then it says, I'm the sleepy one, and it's so embarrassing. There were kids on our cruise that the family, we were all like, this is child abuse, because the shirts were so bad. And it was like on a Royal Caribbean cruise. So the matching shirts, I was like, this cannot be the proper time, can it? And they have their like 17-year-old son walking around in a shirt that says, I'm just here for the pizza. I'm like, this is cruel and unusual punishment. It is. It is. So I think that matching t-shirt family, friendly, they're casual, they don't bring it up in daily conversation, they don't decorate their house, but they take their kids to see the movies when they come out religiously. They go to the park frequently. They're not annual pass holders. That is a distinction. I think also up on the iceberg, pretty friendly, is Star Wars dad. Now this is my dad, who I love very much. He'd see like a news article about Rise of the Resistance being so cool, and he'd be like, Hey, did you see this on Facebook? Did you see on Facebook Reels? They're making a Star Wars ride. Yeah, we better go. Does anybody want to go? Does anybody want to go? I mean, I'm not saying I want to go. I'm just saying it sounds like you want to go, Tyler, right? But this is a Gen X dad who grew up with Star Wars in the 70s, 80s, and has so many fond memories tied to Star Wars that they obviously have to go for the nostalgia. I think recreating nostalgia with your kids is such a cute thing. Oh, I love Star Wars. Now I'm gonna try to get you into Star Wars. But what happens every single time is you're walking around Star Wars land and you can tell there's a dad who's like got on a t-shirt that's like all Darth Vader. He's freaking out. This is just like the movies. And then he's got his 8-year-old son who does not give a fuck about Star Wars. And the dad is like scratching his head like, do you want to go build a $350 droid at the droid depot? And the son's like, actually Moana's way cooler, dad. The dad's like shaking like,
I think you'd really enjoy building a droid, so I think we're gonna build you a droid. And then maybe a lightsaber once we're done.
This is my dad. Not even telling his wife that he's about to drop half a bag on Star Wars collectibles for his son. Next we have girl from your hometown. I feel like you never knew in high school that this girl was into Disney, but she was always kind of weird. She did choir, she kind of gave the vibe that she might be into Disney, but she was never posted up at Disney all the time because, you know, you were in like high school. What happens the second you graduate high school? She gets engaged to a military man, it's at Disneyland, and her gums get massive. We all know. And not to like be classist, but the ring is like the meme where it's like the band is bigger than the diamond. Sorry. Okay, you can get a fake one and that's fine. Okay, I am being an asshole. I mean, at least she has her engagement ring still. Like, I wanna say she has a good heart just cause I feel bad for her being weird, but in my experience, she was always kind of a But the second after she gets engaged to her military man, it's like she unlocks this high for Disney and she suddenly has adult money from her probably salon receptionist job, and she knows exactly what she's doing with it, okay? Until she has kids, she is frequenting the Disney parks on a quarterly basis, and there will be a Facebook album about it every single time, okay? But I still feel like it's tip of the iceberg behavior, because maybe 4 times is a little extreme. Next, I have closeted Disney adult, because it's not fair for me to make this video without at least adding myself a little bit. And I'm gonna be honest, this is me. If I could go living in Los Angeles this close to Disneyland and not being able to go is like torture torture to me. I can go, but it's like, I shouldn't. It's like a dark, like self-hatred kind of thing. I'm like, oh God, I hate this thing. I hate that I love this. But every day, I think to myself, I could just go there. I could even just go to downtown Disney and then it would be free. And I could just frolic around the little shops. I could get some baked goods. Oh, I love the treats at Disney. I could get some Disney treats, walk around. Maybe if I stay late enough, I could see the fireworks. It could be a good night. I think of that every single day. So it's almost more sick and twisted that it comes with the secret self-hatred of it. My family will go about every other year, maybe every couple of years, and we go wild. We love it. But the minute we leave that park, I'm not gonna bring it up to someone that I don't know, love, or trust. And you have to be at a level, or I have to know that you're matching my freak. I'll bring it up casually. I'll be like, oh yeah, it's crazy that Disney's only like an hour away. Then I'll see how you react. I'm like, crazy, right? And then if you were to be like, oh yeah, neat, I would be like, yep. Yeah, anyway, moving on. But if you were to be like, oh, I think about that all the time. I actually was looking into season pass and I'd be like, let's get them together. Let's move in together. Let's be best friends. Let's start a life together. Okay. We gotta move on because you're learning too much. This is too close to home. We need to move on. Next, we have nostalgic and rich. Now, this is different than Star Wars Dad because it's on a bit of a different level. This is a family that comes from new money. Maybe one of the parents or both of the parents went to Disney once or twice when they were kids, but now they've come into money and they have kids and they say, that was the best day of my life. I wanna give that to my kids every day of the year. It's in a loving way, but like also it's an inner child kind of thing, and it's definitely also for them because no cost is spared when you're a rich nostalgia Disney family. They probably aren't annual pass holders, but they definitely go at least once a year, and when they go all out. Okay, if they are worlders, they're staying at the Grand Floridian. And honestly, I think if you're that bougie of a family, you probably are going to Disney World over Disneyland because Disney World seems to be a little bit more high end. They do character dining every single night and sometimes brunch. The kids are going to the Bippity Boppity boutique whether they want to or not. And yes, even their son who's like cringing at it is getting the Little Prince makeover. It is my dream life because like I see these people walking around the park with like high-end designer fashion. Sometimes they're even being walked around by like the fancy VIP tour guide, which I think is like $4,000 as a base. Like on the cheapest day, it's $4,000, which who knows how many cheapest days there are. They might even be a part of Club 33, which if you don't know, what is Club 33? So what's the big deal anyway between the wait list and the price tag? It's easy to question the appeal of Club 33. In short, Club 33 is a sophisticated and luxurious fine dining establishment for elite guests who value their privacy and are willing to pay for it. I remember watching videos about this back in the day, and it seemed like you literally just had to be a politician or celebrity to get access to it, but I've been seeing on TikTok like random ass motherfuckers are posting up in the Club 33. So I think at this point, it's starting to kind of be like, if you're a very high-end tourist, you can do it. We love them for it, but they're definitely like a little too into it. They're throwing money at an issue. Who knows what the issue is? Might be some inner child healing. It might be the family falling apart, but that's not for me or you to say. On a similar note, now we have the Instagram family. Now, this family, make no mistake, they do not have to be influencers to be an Instagram fam, but they definitely need to be the people from your high school that post like they are influencers. Like they do a family photo shoot for every holiday, and it's like they hired a professional photographer to do the Christmas photo and the Easter photo and the summer fucking solstice photo. They look like they're Mormon whether they are or not. They've got that glaze. It is, their outfits are going to be impeccable because mom, let me tell you, bought a whole new wardrobe for every single family member just for this trip. Not only did she do that, but she FaceTimed 2 friends and 3 family members to approve every single outfit, making sure that each day looked good together, like the color scheme. She's like, if Jason wears the navy and white pinstripe shirt, you know the one, and I wear my pink statement necklace, will that go together? Yes, I'm thinking with the teak ballet flats, yeah. That's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, thank you. You can tell that there's clearly some strife going on in here, okay? Her kids are only allowed to eat go-go squeezes and Ritz crackers the entire trip because she's so damn worried about them getting sticky or messy. It really is all about the family photos. She bought an $8,000 professional Canon camera for this trip. She just doesn't like the way the cast member photos turn out. Trust me, I'm picking up photography on the side. I like to collect the memories. But her Instagram post is going to be deadly. This family is not fun to be with. They are definitely dysfunctional. She's the one who's like yelling at her kid. She's like, get back here, where are you going? And it's like, the kid is like literally just being a kid. I hate when I see people doing that, but also I empathize because kids are annoying, but also like, I'm like, girl, take a chill pill. Anyway, okay, next I have Disney gays. Hi gay people, thank you for subscribing. I love you. So the Disney gays, I feel like only go to the Orlando location because they can drink around the world at Epcot. I realize the drinking experience of Disneyland is really not there. You really can't drink at Disneyland, but Disney World, they got you covered. The entire time they're in the parks, they're going to roll their eyes at children being children, like, oh, could these babies stop fucking crying? Even though they're at a children's family theme park. This couple is sexy as can be, and they are doing an F45 class before hitting the park. And their Instagram pictures are going to be effortless, but also stunning. They're gonna look great. They are a gorgeous, beautiful couple. Adorable. They're cute, but they definitely did a workout before this, and they're definitely Disney World. I think I hit every single point. All right, next we have Disney Millennials, and I think this is typically what you think of when you think of the annoying Disney adult. The one that cries walking up to the castle. You know the viral video where it was like, crying because I haven't seen the Cinderella's castle since COVID. And she like buckles her knees and starts sobbing. This is Disney Millennial. Another Disney Millennial trait would be having faith, trust, and pixie dust tattooed on your forearm. Another Disney Millennial thing would be having like a wall display of all the ears. Their Instagram posts about Disneyland always have the most annoying caption. It's like, carbs don't count if you're at Disney, or went to Neverland. It's just unbearable. They have adult money and they want to let you know. Disney Millennials, just take everything that you ever thought was annoying about a millennial. That's a Disney Millennial. I think moving on, because this is the most mainstream one, but we have farther digging to do in this video. But we need to go deeper. Next we have Run Disney Adults. Did you know that Disneyland and Disney World does marathons that are Disney themed? And there are people that are so obsessed with doing them that like it's their whole hobby and personality. They train every day. They get up at the butt crack of dawn before work to run 10 miles just so they can do a Disney marathon. I think a good chunk of them never gave a fuck about running until they had the opportunity to Disney adult it. To me, that's crazy. I saw a girl on TikTok who said she's doing a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a full marathon all in the same 5 days because she wants to do every single Disney race in 1 week. But anyway, there's like a whole community of people who do this and they collect the little badges. And one of the perks is that you get to take pictures with characters as you run. But if you don't keep pace, there's somebody who holds the line of like, if this lady with a balloon passes you, then you are going too slow and you're basically disqualified. So you want to go get in line and take a photo with the character, but if you're not running fast enough, basically you're SOL. Also, people wear like tutus and tiaras and glitter and fun outfits, which to me, I don't want to be a hater. Like, that sounds like the funnest way that you possibly could run 10 miles. So no hate to you because you're getting active, you're finding a community and you're doing something you love, but I do think it's a little insane. It's like, why do a marathon when I could do the most expensive marathon ever? You have to be pretty deep into the Disney adult community to be doing this one, right? Let me know if I got this wrong on the placement. But next I have Disney Pride. And I feel like this one is, again, pretty fairly placed. You have to be in quite deep. Oh, I found a Reddit thread on this. We got married at the Tower of Terror with a brunch reception at the Grand Floridian with less than 40 people for around $25,000 this year. And I know Tower of Terror is kind of like the shitty location people talk about. I would say realistically, if you have a wedding at Disneyland, done well, Disney World, you're probably looking to spend $30,000 to $100,000 sounds right, with probably most of them being around 40, 50. But I think there are two types of Disney brides that we can separate on this level of the iceberg. Number one, I think this is the Disney girl. She has loved Disney intensely her whole life. She is a Disney millennial, as we've seen farther up. She's deeper down the iceberg because of this choice. She's probably getting married later than she thought she would in life. She's the typical princess girl. She thought she was gonna get married at 23 like all of her friends, and then it just didn't happen for her, and now she's in maybe her early 30s and she's pissed about it. But she also says to herself, well, now I may be getting married late, but I get to have the best damn wedding. It's going to be my way, and this is what I choose. So she forces her fiance. She says, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna drop 50 grand on this wedding, okay? And it's gonna be at the House of Mouse. They've maxed out credit cards. They might not even be going on a honeymoon. Maybe this is the honeymoon. And they are buying every single his and hers Mickey and Minnie piece of merchandise that can be found in the park. You know they are going to be wearing that annoying ass bride and groom Mickey hat every single day. Actually, it's kind of cute. It's cute. I'm being such a hater. I'm being so D1 on hating. I need to chill. I'm just like getting interested in this topic. But the other side of Disney bride is just ditzy rich girl. Like, I think this is a girl that is like the kind of rich where you get like homeschooled by tutors and you do horse things, but like in a rich horse girl way. And you're like so sheltered and Christian, and your parents are really strict and Christian. Your dad's maybe like a governor or something. I don't know. It's giving like if the Duggars knew about Disney, if the Duggars were less fundamentalist, I feel like all of their daughters would have had a Disney wedding. If the Duggars allowed their kids to watch Disney, I feel like every single girl would have picked the Disney wedding and it would have been amazing on TLC. They would have worked a deal. But the girl's like, I don't know what kind of wedding I want to do. Maybe a Disney wedding would be fun. And the parents are like, really? We're giving you like 100 grand to do whatever you want. And the girl's like, yeah, I think Disney would be cool. And the parents are like, really? Not like Hawaii or Mexico or something? And she's like, yeah, I think Disney's good. Like that's how I think that conversation goes, right? All right, farther down the iceberg, we have Kingdom of Hearts fans. Now, I really don't know much about this game, but I do know that Kingdom of Hearts is kind of like the anime kids of Disney adults, which I feel like it's such a niche video game. It's kind of weird and grungy, and this person does not fit in with the rest of the Disney adults, but they're also just as weird. The time they spend in the Disney parks is the only fresh air they ever get. They also think that the typical Disney adult is super annoying and loud because they're not theater kids like normal Disney adults are. They're much more introverted and to themselves, so they roll their eyes at the typical Disney adult like, oh my god, shut up. They love lore because let me tell you, apparently there is so much lore to the Kingdom of Hearts video game that you play for 3 seconds and then have to go on a Wikipedia page to learn what the fuck you just heard. Almost seems like Five Nights at Freddy's level of lore, but for a very strange crowd. I really don't understand this one, but I know it's deep, so I put it on there and I want to represent these people. Next, we have my favorite type of person when I go to Disneyland. These are Nightmare Before Christmas goths. I don't even know if I'd call them goths. They're almost like the Cookie Monster pajama pants girl that we all had in high school. It's like that, but in Disneyland and like a theater kid version. They always have the neon purple or green hair. They have tats that go crazy. They have crazy makeup. They are wearing a $600 custom Nightmare Before Christmas inspired getup. They're not usually Disney bounding. Usually they're just wearing very high-end custom Disney merchandise. They've got the limited edition Loungefly backpack that could resell for probably my rent. They are decked out. They're sweethearts when you talk to them, but from far away you're like, what is this girl? What? But I live and breathe for these women, and you always see them around the Haunted Mansion, and you always see them somehow buying more merchandise. It's like, girl, you're walking around with like 4 dolls just attached to belt loops. Like, do you really need more merch? The answer is always yes. There's always something for them to buy. They found a parasol to buy. It's like, what are you gonna do with a parasol? I don't know. I think buying it is the fun part. Next, we have pin traders. Now, this is something that I don't understand. I don't know how it's such a big thing, but these people walk around the park like they own the place. Like, I walk around Disneyland and if I see a motherfucker posted up with 3 lanyards full of pins, I'm like, whoa, everybody move out of the way. We've got a big spender here. We've got a big baller. He knows this park. But these people are insane. Did you know that they join like 50 Facebook groups where all they do all day is like bid, buy, sell, and trade these stupid pins? Like, I'm gonna be honest, like all these pins usually sell at the park for like $12. Like, it's a fucking pin. It's an enamel little pin that brings no value to anybody. Like, I really don't understand it. I'm gonna start putting them in my ears and make them earrings, because at least I'll be doing something with it, because this is so confusing. A pin that somebody bought probably in the 80s for like $10 is reselling sometimes for like 300, 400. I've even seen like $1,000 because it was like limited edition or something, or it's just a character that people are really hyper fixated on right now. I've even been in the Disney parks and the pin traders are so serious. We pulled up to like the critter country and there was a whole section of benches taken up by pin traders, and they had briefcases open with their shit all spread over these tables like they were doing a swap meet of some sort. If you're wearing a pin casually, they'll like try and stare you down. You're like, oh, I thought I slipped a titty, but apparently I just had a limited edition Beauty and the Beast pin on me. My bad. Somebody really needs to explain this obsession to me, because honestly, one of my best friends is a pin trader and I don't think any differently of him, but I really don't understand it. And I really cringed when that is what I had to buy him for a gift one time. It physically pained me to complete that transaction. It did, but I'm a good friend like that. I'm a good friend. I'm a good friend. Next, we have Disney college program. Did you know that Disney has a program where basically they promise some sort of like discounted tuition for people who work at the Disney park for a semester of college?
Disney College Program is a program for college students to go work at Disney, and you will work as a full-time employee but also be doing their schooling.
To me, this kind of sounds like indentured servitude, because they are not paying these kids hardly enough to like even eat. Like, they are getting the worst shifts, they are getting worked to death, they are getting the worst shitty jobs that nobody wants to do. But the crazy thing is, these kids are so over the moon happy to do it. Like, they will get accepted into the Disney college program to be a janitor for less than minimum wage if you end up doing all the math, and they will post it like they just got accepted into Yale. Your girl just got accepted into the Disney college program. I'm gonna be cleaning toilets in front of Ariel's grotto this summer. I'm so excited. Did I have to postpone my education a semester to be able to do it? Yeah, but that's beside the point. Their whole Instagram feed turns into Disney. Their whole personality turns into Disney. They are worse than cringe Disney millennials. I truly believe this. I'm not entirely convinced that they haven't literally drank the Kool-Aid here, because they are bought and they must have been drugged or something, because I've never seen somebody so invested in a job. Next, we have Defunct Land adults. These are just people who watch like YouTube videos with fun facts about the park, and you'll be like not only at the theme park with them, not only watching the movies with them, but you'll like pause the movie and they'll be like, and just so you know, 3 seconds ago there was an Easter egg. Interesting use of time. Or this is the kind of person that you're going on the Pirates of the Caribbean and they're like, did you know that over 320 of the bones on this ride were real? They just drop little fun facts as they go. Their peak entertainment is watching Disney commentary. If you were to open up their YouTube browse homepage, it would be 100% Disney lore videos. They probably know exactly where Walt Disney is cryogenically frozen at this point. I think it's cool to know a lot about things, so there you go. I just think this is below the iceberg behavior. I think this is this night monster behavior. Next, we have Disney content creators. These can fall into so many different categories, but I think if you are a Disney focused content creator, you're just bottom of the iceberg, because you couldn't be more invested in this. Disney food, Disney updates, Disney outfits, Disney live streams. Yes, I'm talking about the TikTokers that literally just strap their phone to their chest and walk around Disney all day like this. Like, you get to watch their conversations, their wait times. Like, to me, that's crazy. I talked about this in my last video. I think it was called The Downfall of TikTok, how live streams are so weird and uncanny. And then somebody commented that one of the Disney live streamer people like got into a tiff in front of her and it was like super dramatic. I can't imagine that happening, but thank you for the tea. That's hilarious. We've also got Disney moms and Disney day in the life. I just think you're pretty deep into the Disney iceberg if you literally loved it so much you built like a mecca for other people and then you monetize that mecca for other people. You're in there deep. Next, we have Disney bounders. Now, if you don't know what Disney bounding is, basically dressing up as your favorite character but not dressing up with them, because Disney put a ban on dressing up as a character because it was confusing to kids. So let's say like I show up as Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph and a kid comes up to me and is like, can I get a picture? And I'm like, this in the picture, that looks bad for Disney. So in order to combat that, Disney put a ban on all adults in costumes. Walt Disney, if he saw what Disney is now, knowing that he was quite problematic, he'd be like, what's going on here? Why are adults wearing costumes? This is weird. Okay, let's just hope he doesn't get unfrozen. But basically, these people just make it a challenge to like subliminally dress as characters from the shows. It's through color blocking, it's through themed accessories, but you are bottom of the iceberg, below the iceberg, deep waters territory if this is something that you do. Also, I love the Disney bounders who not only Disney bound, but they buy like expensive ass vintage pieces from Etsy. So they've got on like a 1950s cupcake dress and like kitten heels and barrettes and full press 50s curls to Disney bound. Like they are in the worst thing that I could imagine to wear. Like at such a horrendously low comfort level, but I respect that grind so fucking much. The Dapper Day. There's a day called Dapper Day where everybody is expected to wear 1950s clothing to the park, and some of the outfits that are pulled are just... As a vintage fashion enthusiast, I can't say that I don't enjoy looking at Dapper Day outfits. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm such a nerd. I'm a nerd. And then finally, this is kind of a shot in the dark, but I had to say Urban Explorer because this is some of the most deep, weird, like when I come across these videos, it feels like I'm not supposed to see this, but these are the people that like try to sneak into Disney, like stay overnight or sneak onto like abandoned parts of the park. And you can find YouTube videos of people doing this, and this is just the most insane behavior. I've got to tell you that this video of this Florida man sneaking onto an abandoned island that is owned by Disney, apparently it used to be some sort of like nature conservatory that people could check out in Disney World. This Florida man DIYs a raft, takes a raft from the beach to the secret island, gets on the island, accidentally sets off the security camera, and the cops immediately come for him and start doing a manhunt as he just starts hiding around this little teeny tiny Disney owned island, outrunning the cops. Somehow he escapes them. Like it's a tiny ass island. I just find every aspect of this video mind boggling. It's the best video on the internet and it only has 300,000 views. It's riveting. I didn't skip a single second. So basically he swims to the shore. He gets away from the cops successfully off the island, safety on the shore. He could have just ran home and been fine, but the cops end up calling and they're like, we actually have your girlfriend, so if you want her to be okay, you have to come out. Which, like, I don't even know if that's legal. It seems like it's not. So yeah, he ends up turning himself in, which is kind of a bummer ending, but like he almost got away with it. Highly recommend watching this video. But I think Urban Explorer has got to be the craziest level of Disney. Or maybe that's just the craziest level of urban exploring. Maybe you're an urban explorer who chooses to go to Disney, not a Disney adult who Disney adults so hard that you urban explore. But it's a very niche, weird behavior, so I have to do that. But yeah, I thought this video was really fun to make, guys. That's the Disney Adult Iceberg. Let me know how I did. Did I miss anything? And also tag yourself. What kind of Disney adult are you? I want to know. Who's with me, closeted Disney adults? I don't watch the movies anymore because they're not good anymore, but I want to go to the park so bad. Anyway, thanks for watching. Love you so much. Bye, guys.